Здорово, дорогие друзья, and welcome to Aflourish Media. My name is Epan Zere, and in today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you my 7 favorite tips to learn the Russian language. So if you're a student, a traveler, or just someone interested in learning the Russian language, in today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you the most important tips that can help you learn the Russian language by yourself. So, давайте поехали. So when I arrived in Russia in 2018, and just like you, maybe probably worse than you, I didn't know anything in Russian. Not a word in Russian. Even the alphabet I didn't know. So what did I do? I used my environment. And this is my first tip. Use your environment to learn the Russian language. Yes. So try to read the things on the streets. Try to look at the letters on the walls on the streets when you walk around. Listen to people talking around, try to grab some words, just use your environment. Read posters, read street, anything you can see in Russian, written anywhere, on the way, on the street, in the bus, just read it. Just look at it and try to read it and try to see. Yeah, even announcements in the metro, in the bus, at the airport, just pay attention to your environment. This is going to help you. For example, there's some words I learned from listening to announcements in the bus. For example, when I was going to school, there was around bus saying Astanovka. Astanovka, don't be chatty. Astanovka, okolo gali. That's how I learned the word Astanovka. I then knew that, of course, so it's saying Astanovka at any bus station. It means Astanovka is probably a bus station. So you can use your environment to learn a lot. And this is how you can, it can help you learn faster and for free. So this is, for me, this is one of the easiest way you can learn. So if you're living in Russia, the easiest way and the best way to learn is just to look and see and use your environment. The announcements, written and non-written Russian language, just pick up everything you can see. Just grab everything like a sponge. Yes, and also, even listening to people talking around you. So for example, you are sitting in the bus or in the train, in the metro, and people are talking around you. Just listen, just pay attention to what they're saying, and grab 1 or 2 words from what they're saying. You might not know this word, but just take it, look for the word, and try to understand what it is. That's how you can use your environment to learn, to take a step further in your learning. Yeah. So the second tip for me was intentionally surround yourself with Russian. Yeah. What do I mean by intentionally surround yourself with Russian? So try to surround yourself with the Russian language. For example, when I was still learning, like the first 5 months I was in Russia, even though I didn't understand anything, I intentionally went to a Russian church. I am a Protestant, so instead of going to an English Protestant church, I decided to go to a Russian Protestant church. Though I went there and I wouldn't understand the sermon, I would just sit and listen to the pastor's preaching. And he would speak in Russian, and I wouldn't understand most of what he's saying. But I understood after some time that this was helping me. I was getting used to the intonation, to some words, to the speed, it helps you to understand the Russian. It helps you to practice your listening of Russian. And of course, you grab 1 or 2 words. So I'll grab words like Bog. I'll grab words like Malitsa, which are words that people don't know if they don't go to church. And that's how my vocabulary was expanding beyond the normal day-to-day vocabulary I would use in school or around in other places. So surrounding yourself with Russia intentionally. For example, I used to play football, but I will make it intentional not to go and play football where I will play with foreigners. So I'll go to where I will play only with Russians. And doing this activity, I will just grab everything, learn the Russian. So I will intentionally put myself in situations where I know I'm going to have to speak or talk to someone in Russian, or listen to someone talk Russian. Yeah. So it's a very practical way of learning Russian. Even if you don't know anything, believe me, I used to go to parties, Russian parties. I will not go to foreign parties. I'll go to Russian parties, organized by Russians for Russians, and I'll just go there and sit there and just spend the time there. And that's how I will learn And of course, I will talk to someone, I will talk with broken, I will not talk well, I will use sign language, I will use translator, but these interactions help me to learn faster, I will get some new words, even the words that I've learned but forgotten, I will use them in these interactions, and this is how I will learn fast and fast. And so it's a very fantastic way of learning. Intentionally surrounding yourself with the Russian language. Go to places where you learn Russian, go to places where you speak Russian. Put yourself in the environment, in the places. Don't, like for example, some people just sit in the hostel and stay there, go to class, come back, go to class, but no. That way it's difficult for you to learn. But when you put yourself out there, just put yourself out there, and that's how it's going to help you to learn the Russian language. And the next tip to learning Russian language is speaking the Russian language every day. Even if you're a beginner, just speak the Russian language. So, for example, you need to just learn the basic words. I mean, YouTube is there, you can just learn где находится, как можно, что это. Like these basic words, just learn them and try to use them every day. The mistake people do is people want to learn everything, to be perfect before they start speaking. That's not the way forward. The way forward is to, as you learn, use it. As you learn, use it. That's the way it's going to help you very, very fast. For example, the easiest way to do it is to plan what you want to say. So for example, I used to remember, I would imagine myself going to the shop and buying bread. I will plan my speech like I will go to Google, write in English, translate it to Russian, memorize it. So when I get to the shop, I know I'm going to say, где сколько хлеб, можно хлеб купить. And this is how I will learn, and I will practice, When I say this once, twice, someone even correct me, and it will just remain in my brain. And that's how you put yourself in situations, use these words, and you apply it in action. Like just speak the words you have learned every day. And that's how, and the best way to speak is to plan it ahead of time. So if I know I'm going to, for example, I'm going to go to, I don't know, to a party where there are Russians, or I'm going to go to play football where there are Russians, I know I will say, пожалуйста, можно, когда можно. So these kind of basic words, где, что надо, this kind of basic words, I will go there and I will plan it to say it in a particular situation. And that's how I will learn how to speak, and I will practice to say the things that I want to say. And that's how you learn for free, faster, and by yourself. You see? So, the advantage is that you're in Russia, and you're surrounded by Russia, so it's easier for you to apply these things. So, take from the book, make the world your class. Don't make the whole country, make the whole place, make everything your lesson. And the next tip is consuming Russian content. Yes, consuming Russian content. So, for example, when I came to Russia, I used to use VK. So I used to use Facebook. So I stopped using Facebook and started using VK. Because everyone there is talking in Russian and everything there is in Russian. Even my phone, I changed my phone from English to Russian. So you start consuming Russian content. Like you watch Russian videos, Russian TikToks, Russian Instagram, Russian videos on YouTube, on Facebook. Everywhere you can consume Russian content, just consume it. You think it's not important, you think it's not, it's very important. You grab 1 or 2, 3 words, and that's how you grab 1, 2, 3 words per day, and that's how your vocabulary increases. And after some time, 1 week you have 10, 15 new words that you didn't know 1 week ago. And that's how it's faster. It's the best way. You can watch Russian movies. Yes, I watch Russian movies. I remember the first movie I watched, I didn't even understand anything in the movie, but I left the movie with 1 or 2 vocabulary words that I knew. And it was very important because it helps to build. It builds. The more you know, the more you learn. And that's how you go. Watch Russian cartoons. If you like cartoons, I didn't used to watch Russian cartoons because I don't like cartoons at all. Listen to Russian music. I used to listen to Russian music, yeah. So you listen to Russian music, watch Russian movies, watch content that is Russian. I used to even watch the speech of all these people talking about Russian delegates or ministers or presidents. Just listen, consume Russian content. That's how, even if you don't understand, but you still grab, you still learn the intonation, you learn the speed, you learn a lot of things. And these things are things that it will help you. The more you learn, it's going to help you to grab things very fast and to continue in the process. It's the easiest way because it's fun. Like, it's fun just consuming 1 or 2 reels on Instagram. It's easier than reading a textbook or a workbook of 100 words. One of the most difficulties people have in learning Russian language in Russia, it's that they don't have who to speak to. That's the one of the most difficult things. Some people go to lessons, they learn the vocabularies, but they don't have who to speak to. They don't know how. And that's why the next point is very, very important. The next point is building friendship with Russians. This is one of the most important points that can help you to learn Russian language. Because even if you know and you don't practice, you will not know. And is it difficult? It's not difficult. Russians like inviting people to places, to football, to their houses, to drink tea, to play games, to listen. Just accept the invitations and just go. And that's how you build the friendship. Of course, you can invite them also to places, but just accepting is going to go a long way to help you learn the Russian language. When they invite you to some place, don't say, no, I don't have time, or I cannot go, I don't know. Just accept. Find a way, get there, and that's how you build the relationships. And when you have people to talk to, I used to have a friend that I met at one party in Russia after 3 months of living in Russia. I didn't know, you can imagine 3 months of living in Russia, I don't know anything. But I would still just Google this, what I want to say, translate it to Russian and text it. And as I would text for a long period of time, I'll just remember the words. I don't even need to use Google Translator again. And that's how I learned faster, because I had who to talk to. What I learned in class, I just use it to text the person. And that's how it makes the learning interactive, it makes it engaging, it makes it fun. And that's how you learn faster. It's free and cheap. You don't need anyone, just yourself and the person, your friend, building, talking. They like to, especially during the summer, they like inviting you to go and take a walk. Just accept. I know, for example, me personally, I didn't like to take walks at all. I don't know why. I'm just walking without, they call it in Russian gulyat. I didn't know how to walk at all. Going to places I don't know where I'm going to. But the Russians, they love it. So when they invited me, I just said, okay, let's go. I'll just walk with them, walk. And as we walk, of course, chatting. As you chat, you don't know the word, you Google it, you search it, you learn. At the end of the day, you have learned 5 or 10 new words just by walking around with a Russian, talking about everything and about nothing. So let's build the relationships, accept invitations, invite them in return. Because some people accept always, but they don't invite in return. That's how you build the relationship, and that's how you have someone to talk to. Yes. And when you have someone to talk to text to, that is capital. That is one of the biggest advantages. I learned my Russian mostly because I spoke to people. I had friends, I had people. I'll just text them. They will add you to groups. That's one interesting thing involved. They will actually add you to groups, and those groups that people texting and writing, you won't understand everything. You have to translate some messages, but at the end of the day, you will still grab 1 or 2 or 3 or new words, and that's how your learning is going. You don't even realize you're learning. At the end of the day, at the end of the month, you've learned so many words. You can even learn many. I know people that learned just by interacting with people more than what they learned in school. They won't go to classes, they won't go to lessons, but just by interacting, being there, they learned a lot, and they didn't even see the reason, the point of going to have lessons in school. But it's important to have lessons, but the lessons alone are not enough. So the next point. The next point is taking Russian lessons, grammar lessons. So if you have the opportunity, for example, I had the opportunity because I was a student. I had a teacher, a Russian teacher. I remember her name is Yulia Alexandrovna, very good teacher. She spoke English. She tried to use English to teach us Russian. It helped because she taught us the grammar of the formation, the rules, and all the падежи. But this is important. Yes, it's important. But the most important is the practice. So if you have a chance to learn the grammar, good, learn the grammar. But you need to practice it. And one more thing, Russian grammar can be very scary, very scary. There are so many падежи. Until today, I don't even know all. Maybe I know, but I don't even apply them all. So it's very scary. So, but don't stress yourself to learn all the grammar. One advantage of Russian language is that if you know the words, and even if you don't use the correct grammar, people can still understand what you want to say. For example, you can the structure, sentence structure, you can still put the first letter, for example, где находится мама? Mama где находится? You can still change the position of the words and the meaning of the sentence still stays the same. So if you know the vocabulary, if you have a good vocabulary, it can help you it can cover the grammar. The grammar is still important, but it can cover the grammar. So the grammar, it's difficult, it's strange, but just try your best. The ones you remember is going to be good. The ones you don't remember, just take it easy. You're going to learn it with time. But the vocabulary for me, is the most important. The most important. And we go to the last and the most important point. And this point is, I can't emphasize this point so much, is to think in Russian. Just try to think in Russian. Don't just try not to translate at any time. For example, in the beginning, I used to translate. I want to say something in Russian. I will first think about it in English, then translate it to Russian before I say it. No. In the beginning, it's okay, but at some point, you have to start thinking in Russian. Like, you have to start behaving like the Russian. Just like, how is it? For example, just copy the reactions. So for example, if something falls on the ground, the Russians will say, oi. This is how you make it. You just repeat, you take this. So the Russians, when they're thinking, they say tak. So just copy these things, and this helps you to start thinking in Russian. And when you start thinking in Russian, it helps you to make sentences faster. It helps you to be fluent. So learning the grammar, learning the vocabulary, you won't still be fluent because you still have to think in your mother language and then translate into Russian. This is so long. The process is long, and you'll be slow. And people don't. If you want to be fluent, there are many resources online teaching you grammar, teaching you vocabulary, but the fluency comes with the thinking. So and thinking in Russian is not difficult. You just have to, how can I say, behave like a Russian. What do you mean by behave like a Russian? Act like a Russian. Copy the words, copy the sound they say, copy the gestures, and this way your brain starts working as if you knew the Russian language first. It doesn't consider the other language as your first or second. It starts behaving like a Russian. It starts copying the Russian identity and making you think like a Russian. And that's how it helps you learn faster. In the beginning, it's going to be difficult, but with time, it's going to go sweet and fast. Basically, if you're in Russia, just know that you're in the best place to learn the Russian language. Use your environment, build friendships, speak the Russian language every day. Think in Russian, learn the Russian grammar, and just practice. Just put yourself out there, intentionally surround yourself with the Russian language so you can learn fast, easy, and for free by yourself. So that's what I had for you today. If you like this video, don't forget to like, comment, tell me how you are learning the Russian language, and what is your level of Russian language, and why are you learning the Russian language. So I hope this video was helpful to you. If you like this video, don't forget to subscribe, don't forget to like, and share it with your friends that are trying to learn the Russian language. I wish you good luck and see you in the next videos. Bye bye.